Can describe again once more?
Yeah, exactly. So in this case, so the for loop, so we are going to each element, right? And for each value in that row, because I did not care about length now, because it just says for every value in the row. So how many ever elements are there, right? I'm not manually incrementing, that is. I'm not +1 or something like that, right? It just takes care of how many, it just picks it up for me. I'm not doing anything here, right? So here it'll pick those two. Then go to the next one, pick all these. Then go to the third one, then pick all these, right? So
Sir,
for each of these, then
outer for loop is printing for only row data, and inner for loop is printing the value of row. And
yeah. Why? Because
then
see. Hmm.
okay,
Go
go
ahead.
on, sir.
Yeah. I'll just explain that. But see, first think about it this way, stepwise. First thing, you pick up a row. Once you pick
Whole
up
row,
a
sir.
row, then for that,
Whole row.
yeah, whole row. That's what.
Okay.
Row in data is what? Row in data is your whole row. No, if you print row, this is the list. That's what I mentioned initially. See, this is the first list. How many elements in data? There are only 3 elements in data with respect to this outer list, right? There are only 3 elements in this outer list, right? So if you loop over data, you're going to get only 3 elements. Those 3 elements are the lists corresponding to each of the essentially the rows, right? So the first item, second item, third item. Now once you pick up a row, the whole row, then it is a list, right? So then I can again loop over that, right? Because it's a list, I can loop again.
Yeah.
So I'm looping over that. In that row, whatever I picked now, in this case, whatever I pick now, I'm going to loop over that. So I picked it now 1, 2. Then I pick the next one 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I pick the last one 7, 8, 9 is what I'm going to look in this case. Okay, because this row changes each time. Not each time. After this one finishes, then it changes to this because of the outer loop. Is that okay?
Sir, but you are not initialize the value of value equal to 0. Okay. You are storing the
Row, no.
value. Yes.
Row, no. That's fine. You're looping the row.
No. I'm asking you. You are storing storing a value who is greater than 3 and even number where you can store the value. Like you are storing yes, sir.
No, I'm not storing. I'm
Yes,
just having
yes.
it here.
Adding it to S.
Adding it to S. That is not. I mean, yeah.
It's value and adding in
Basically
S.
adding. Taking it and adding it. So 1 not picked up because of this condition. 2 not picked up because of this condition. Now 3 is not there. 4 picked up and even also. So I added. So 4. 5 is not picked up. 6 is picked up also. No even number. So 4 plus 6, 10. 7 is not picked up. I go to the next. 7 is not picked up. 8 is picked up. So 4 plus 6 plus 8. That is 18. 9 is then not picked up because odd. Right. So I'm picking these 3. 4, 6, 8. Therefore 18. Is that okay?
Okay, sir. I got it.
Yeah. Thanks. Now in this one, so we are doing the same thing. Only thing is in this case, since we are not using the for loop, the incremental, the incrementing of the index, we are doing manually. We are moving the pointer essentially from we are incrementing the positions. Here, for loop was implicitly doing it for us. So we need not worry about it. We just pick it. But here we are doing it. So we have to just index it correctly. So ith row, jth column. Ith row, jth column, and so on. Similarly, we check it.
Yes, sir. Above code is much more clear. Below one is
Therefore, same answer.
okay.
Okay, now I'm going to go and check this. So it says, yeah, above one is clear, but sometimes you have to use the valuables. Okay, so see why this one wrong? It says 7 and greater than 3, but here's okay. I hope I'm audible, right? Yeah, thanks.
Yes.
Thanks. Okay, thanks for that. Yeah, there's some issue there. Okay, so there it is doing J, no? So we should not, because we're looking over what? Looking over the row. So it should have been I, right? Length of data, that ith row essentially. So this second one is wrong. Similarly, here also wrong because of that. Here it is correct. J less than length data of I. And that is the only one correct. I think this one is wrong because we're doing greater than. Should be less than, right? While loop. So should be less than. Like similar to how we did here. Less than. Because we are going from 0 to a greater number, no? So we are incrementing. Fine. This one's correct. Now we're going to move to the next one. Okay, assume S is a str variable. What is the type of the expression? Okay, so we are doing this join sorted set. Yeah. We are going to get str again. Can anyone explain this? Does anyone know how it works? Why is that the case? Because remember, join. What does join do? Do anyone know about it?
Sir, it is joined
It
to
concatenate into the string.
But how? Like in
Yeah.
what fashion? So
Whatever we give inside the quotation.
so if I have yes. So if I have, let's say, how do you put it? So I get Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata. Yeah. Yes. And so, for example, the cities, and I am what I'm doing is so this is what is iterable. No? This list is iterable. We can iterate over that. Now I'm going to do comma, right? Dot to this string, join cities, right? So and if I print it, right? So then I'm going to get it as a string essentially. Like it could be something else also, like this, right? Or it could be this. You understand? So whatever the delimit, this is delimiter, delimiter, delimiter. Okay, this thing. This is a delimiter, and we are joining by this delimiter, and whatever the list. So it could be anything. Could be if it is 1, 2, 3, 4, then sorry. Yeah, I mean we cannot give. That's also one thing. We cannot give integers to join. We'll have to have strings. So it's fine. We quote it. So let's say this is the thing. Then we get something like this, right? So that's what happens. So anyway, once we join, what we get back is also a string. No, this is also a string. Only thing is this was a list that I put in, like cities was a list.
Sir.
You can, given that you convert them to string. If you convert them to string, then you can join. You have to convert them to string first, then you can do it. Okay, like this one I just quoted it. No, so we converted it to a string and then joined. So that's what the idea is. So you had a iter and you gave a delimiter which is also a string. Now you're doing joins. What you get as a result is also str. Right now, what it was trying to do, I'll show you one part that is there in the code. Just a second. So if you see this part, sorted set, right? So what happens? If I have Delhi and I do print sorted cities, then I'm going to get it in alphabetical order. So it says Chennai, Delhi, and Kolkata. Okay, that's what it says. But still list, but it is sorted. So this whole thing is iterable again, same thing. So this also we can pass to join. So instead of passing directly, I can say sorted cities and pass it. Right, that's also possible. So here I'll get this Chennai /Delhi /Delhi /Kolkata. Okay, but I mean this is sorted. Now if I do set, what will happen? Now set is an iterable. Set what it will do, it will remove all. So I had Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata, Delhi, but what I'll get is basically okay, and I'm having it sorted also. See, you understand what is happening there?
Yes, sir.
Clear to everyone? Any questions on this? Okay, I'm assuming it's fine. So basically asking about data type. Yeah.
sorted होगा क्या नहीं देगा सेम जितनी बार एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे उतनी बार सेम ही आंसर देगा
It should be same, yes, always.
okay thank you
Okay.
sir
But good question with respect to set, because we don't really have a notion of sorting within a set. But in this case, because Python
Yes,
has
sir.
some internal reference with which it sorts it. But by definition, by the nature of the data type itself, there is no notion of sorting. Actually, what happens if you sort a set, it becomes a list. It's also a thing. So if you, I mean, it doesn't become a list, but the way it stores is similar to how it stores in a list. So after sorted, it is no longer a set. So yeah, that is also one part that I can show. So let's say I do set of, right, and then I give another set, right, and in that set I put, let's say, something else. So what will happen? I have set of cities, so it'll have what? Chennai. Now I'm adding another Delhi to it. So there are three instances of Delhi there that are being added. Now I sum it up. So and I'm sorting it. So now that duplicate will be there still. Okay, I think you cannot concatenate set directly. You have to recall add. But again, yeah, if you add to it, then essentially you'll remove that. You'll remove that. I mean, it will not add that duplicate thing. So it's the same thing essentially. If you add it, just a second. Set, we are adding it here. We are calling sorted on top of it. Fine, but add returns us nothing. So just a second. I'll do it stepwise. City set is set of cities. Okay, now once you do that, then in the city set, okay, city set, I'm going to add Delhi again. Already there are two. So now in this case, there's only one. Then I add again. So it will still be one because it's still set, no? And then so this part city set, still the same, right? But if I now sorted on the sorted, let's say, that's what I was trying to think. But yeah, that you cannot concatenate it. That's the thing. So if you make it into a list, or the other way around, let's say after sorted. Oh, but there's no point in doing it after sorted. I was trying to do something like Yeah, that's why it still remains iterable. I mean, basically, after you sort it is no longer a set. That's what I'm trying to convey here. Okay, it becomes into an internal iterable type, which is actually having that sorting property. Themselves do not have that, as somebody pointed out correctly. Yeah. Okay. So
Okay, sir.
once you do,
Sorry, sir,
yeah.
but one more doubt.
Please.
सर अगर मैं इसको इंडेक्स जैसे सीधा सीधा सॉर्टेड बना करें तो इंडेक्स में एरर देगा, अगर हम सॉर्टेड लगा कर इंडेक्स का यूज करें तो एरर नहीं देगा ना?
Yeah, that also you can check. So let's see. So if okay, so because now, yeah, that's also a good thing. So let's say no, but the thing is that on iterable you cannot directly index unless you call list on it. See, it will say type. Okay, type error is coming here. Just a second. I'll make it a comment. Set. That's what. So good point. Both of your
Okay,
points
thank
are
you, sir,
valid.
very much,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Thanks. So that's what happens now. One more thing you're doing is dot lower. S dot lower is there. So okay, in this case you're not having a list to begin with. You're already having a string. So not like cities, but a string. So yeah, I mean you can do it separate. So let's say I have A, B, or something else. So B, C, D, A. Okay, and it is maybe not lower also. So B, C, C, D, A, like this. And now I'm doing this, whatever I was doing. So remember what I said regarding this one. So if I have this forward slash, set of what? Set of S dot lower. So it'll do what is doing. It is doing is that it is converting everything to lowercase. Then doing set. So I get only B, C, D, A, rather A, B, C, D. That is 4 of them, all in lowercase. And then I sort it. So A, B, C, D I'll get, and I join by this. So I get A slash B slash C slash D. Okay, that's what I'm getting because you understand what is happening here. That is one part. The other part is with respect to. So yeah, the other part is with respect to if you don't give anything. See, in this case, I'm giving forward slash. So coming like in between, you have forward slash. But if I don't give anything, then we'll just concatenate like without having a delimiter. So there is without. This is like empty string, so no delimiter. Directly, it just combines it. So
सर
this
आपने
gets
प्रिंट तो करवाया ही नहीं.
transforms to this. Yeah, this is coming because of Colab. Just prints the last whatever output is. You get the same thing if you have this. Okay. Here.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, I mean in Colab, whatever the last thing, no, it just prints it. So if you have S here, you see this is coming without saying print.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, so we'll move forward quickly. That's fine. So idea was that no, after all this final thing, what it is going to be str only. No, finally, whatever after all this rejoining. Key idea is when you join, you get a string. You put a list here or some sorted list or iterable. You put it here. After you join, you get a list essentially. So you remember this part. Join gives you join gives you a string. So the final thing is string. That's why the final thing is a string. Yeah. Right answer. Now we are going to move forward. Okay, so let's see. This is the tuple, and inside of that having. Okay, so tuple it says we have 5, and then the second. By the way, tuples are ordered. Okay, much like list. So we have 5 coming first, and then 10, 20, and then 30, another tuple within that. So 30, 40, 50, 30, and so on. Anyway. So can we do t of 1 dot append? Is this method valid? Can anyone point out? And if so,
Yes, sir.
why?
Yes, sir,
Because
because
sir,
it is
it is
ordered.
appending in a list.
Which is
It
what
is
is
taking,
which?
it is taking a
which
first element in a T and append the value of 25.
Yeah, so where is 25 getting added? Can you point out?
In a after
second,
20,
This list. This append is being called on this list. So 25 you add, then you get like 5. The whole tuple becomes 5, 10, 20, 25, and then so on. The rest of the things. Okay, that's one. Good. Now this is not valid. Why? Because t of 2, and on the tuple you cannot do plus equal. Or yeah, I mean you can do it also. Plus equal to is fine, but t of 2 is what? So 0, 1, 2. 2 is this part, right? Because on the outside you have only 3 elements. You have to be careful about the brackets here. So 2, what I'm doing is plus equal to. Okay. So ideally it becomes like this. I'll show you also.
So 25 will be added in place of 10 or 20.
T of 1, always try to break it down. T is this tuple, fine. So what is T of 1? T of 1 is this. What is T of 0? T of 0 is this.
5.
T of 1 is this. T of 3 is that. I think there are only how many? There are only in many
Three.
elements are there? Three only, no? Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's a bracket. Yeah, 3. So anyway, the first one is the index 1 is second one. So this is a list. Now since this is a list type, I could do append, I could do multiple things. I could do reverse. I'm doing append. Do append, I get getting added, not in the list, which is in the tuple. Okay. Nice. So anyway, so what I was trying to tell you is with respect to this. Why is T of 2? So T of 2 is a tuple, no? So let's see we have T like 1, 2, 3, and what it is saying is I'm doing some U or some Z equal to T plus yeah, T equal to T plus. That's what plus equal to is, no? I'm just expanding it. So T equal to T plus some other. So let's say 4, 5, 6. That's why it is like. You simplify this one. right? So T of 2 is this tuple. This is a tuple, right? So I'm just making that tuple simple here. I'm just trying to do this. So hopefully, I mean, I think it is not valid. What happens if I print T? It comes. Okay, in this case, you can do that. Perhaps the T of 2 is this thing. Just plus is equal to.
Set. No, you ran it as a tuple.
Is this a set? Okay. No, I assume that this will be a tuple only. Let's see. Type of T is what? It's not a set. I don't think so. Let's see. By default, because for set, you have to explicitly. This is tuple by default. So if I do this back,
So isn't
round bracket is tuple.
T equals to T is creating new object T. If
Yeah.
if you inline, it will try to modify the original T. So that's why I think it's shown there.
Yeah. I mean, this case is fine because it is creating a new one. My
So inline,
question is-
use the inline operator, so plus equals to. Then I think it will.
oh, okay. So there's a difference between this and that also. You're saying no, the same thing. Why is this one wrong? Let's see. So okay, I'll take
Place
I'll
two
take-
over
I'll take this one only.
the
So we
index
have
two.
this. So now T plus is equal to T of 2 plus is equal to no. The T of 2 is this only. No, that's what I'm assuming. So this is also a tuple. So why is it that we cannot? Let's say this. Okay, and this T just to avoid confusion. I remove it. This is the thing, right? Now it's just type error because what it's saying stable object does not support item assign. Okay, so let's just break it down. No? Let's see what is T of 2 because I did with the tuple it was working. This is fine, but this is a tuple. No? So I assume that this is your U, some other. I extracted that out. Right, so instead of saying T of 2. Oh, okay, got it. I think I understand what is happening. If you do it with U, I think it works, but not with T of 2. Okay, I got the reasoning behind it. Just a second, I'll explain it also. Let me finish this part. So if I have U, I think it'll still take it. Yeah, that's the idea. See, what is happening there is, if you have a tuple, you cannot reassign. So think about U, for example. Okay, I cannot reassign something. So if I have, let's say, U of 2, U of 1 is already a list, right? So I cannot then just go ahead and say 1, 2. Any assignment is not possible. Like it just throws error, right?
Because it is immutable.
Yeah, I mean, no, because you're just replacing. See, tuples are immutable. Yeah, that's what you're correct. So immutable, so you cannot mutate it. Now, what happened with the T of 2 cases? So actually, this was something. Copy that again and do one thing. It'll make it easier to understand. So assume this is U. Okay, and T is actually this. This part is U. Okay, this is what is happening. T is 5, 10, 20, and then U. This is the final thing is a tuple again. Doing is T of 2 plus equal to, and I'll share that. Okay, the collab document after I finish. So we have this. Yeah. So whatever you do after that, right? T of 2 plus. So what happens now is error, right? Because what is happening is you are adding to this tuple, right? Something. So that part is okay, but then reassigning this U to that new U that got created after adding it. So merely adding it in U was not a problem. If you do this thing with U, it'll work, right? There's no error. If I print U, it'll work. Here it might seem a little bit counterintuitive why it is happening. See, I'm getting added. 20 is getting added here, but if I do the same thing with T of 2, it'll throw error. Why? Because first it modified U. So modification is okay. Once I modify, I'm trying to add it here, change it here. Because I am doing two things. No? I'm going here, I'm adding it. Adding is okay, you create a new tuple. After you create that new one here, because T of 2. You see, you're changing it. So therefore this error. Similar to any other thing. Like, I mean, you cannot even, so plus is equal to is not even necessary. You cannot even do this. It'll throw error. See? Any assignment is not possible to that thing. Right. So that's why. But plus is equal to also same thing. But you itself, if you want to do that onto you, you can do that. So if you do this thing, because the here thing, no, you're just adding to you, but nothing changes in T, which is a tuple. It's still fine.
Sir, you are adding an element in direct in a U without anything mutated. When you are adding 60 in a specific
Location in T. Correct. You're correct. Go ahead.
specific place in a U, then it can't work. Like
That's what.
T2 is a specific place.
Specific list. Yeah. Because why? Because this is also a tuple. If I make it into if you make it into a list now, see, I just make it into a list. Now it will start working. Right? I can print also U. I can print T also. See, so now this 60 got added. I mean, because it got replaced. So U did not change. Remember, U did not change. Because once it added, it created a new tuple. So the old tuple is still in place. I'm getting the old one still. And it changed this U to that new thing with that 60 added. So the 60 is there. No, this is the new thing. Right. So, but that is not allowed in a tuple. Right, that replacement. So that replacement is what is causing. Adding in tuple is fine.
सर
Please.
सर अगर टपल हो उसके अंदर लिस्ट हो तो लिस्ट के अंदर तो हम ऐड कर सकते हैं ना, जैसे t प्लस इज इक्वल टू t2 ऑफ 2.
I think you're talking about one possibly.
नो सर, इधर इधर 2 ही लिखो, t t t 2 रिमूव कर दो सर, लिस्ट भी अब इज इक्वल टू वो हो गया सर. अब ये ना वहां पर लिखो t.
Okay.
So here it is asking, can we add tuple inside the list?
Of course you can.
लाइक मैट्रिक्स.
Of course, assume that this is the list. I have 1, 2, 3, and then suddenly I say L, L plus equal to, and then I say some tuple. So possible. 4, 5. Now 4, 5 becomes a tuple. That becomes a tuple. Now if I print L, this is without respect to this one. If I remove also, see, it got added. Now you have a list, but you can do it also. So make it a tuple. Adding it like that.
We can't change the tuple, but we can update the tuple. It's work or not?
सर
No, you cannot. Updating and changing is the same thing, right? That's what.
But sir, you are adding the directly on you. It is like a modify or updating.
No, adding is okay. Whatever is already there, you cannot change that. You can still add. And remember, actually, when we add, it is not adding. Okay, it is creating a new one. And that is why, if you remember, we printed both. If you printed both, then just a second. Yeah, I mean, if you have this as a list, remember what happened. You did not got changed. See, I'm doing this, no, 60 comma, but it is not adding in U. Why? Because the thing itself does not. It never changes. Any tuple, you just take it. Right. So for example, I have a tuple, this 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I have B equal to A plus some other 4, 5. Right. So now print B. Now it is not adding in B, and it is not even adding in A. Even if I do A equal to A plus this. Okay. It creates a new one and assigns it a new one. So now this A is a new one. It's not as if it got added. Rather, the whole thing got changed. You see, with a new one. Make sense? Or still unclear?
Unclear, sir.
Still unclear, sir.
Oh, it's still unclear. No? Okay. So think about it this way. Think about it this way. Okay. I just the same. Let me finish it. So I have A. Now I have 1, 2, 3. Right. Now I ask you to add. You cannot because it's a tuple.
Yeah.
But I could say you just reassign it to A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't you do that? I mean, this is allowed, right? Reassignment is allowed. We're not adding it. So
Then you are concatenation take place. Like,
no. You're creating a new one and assigning it.
There's a new
You are
element
merging-
which is
you
a
are merging
tuple,
the
and A is assigned to that element.
Yeah.
Tuple.
Therefore,
So
adding
A
is
is moving.
A is changed. And yeah,
sir, you are merging the elements.
I'm merging, but it creates a new object. That's what I'm saying. It's not so okay. I'll highlight that part quickly in 5 minutes. So assume I have a list. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and I'm just saying like, I have A equal to A plus. Even this one, I think it'll create a new one. So if I have ID of print ID of A, and if you know, I think it'll reassign. But anyway, I'll show with append. It'll make it clear. The IDs are anyway different. See, even in this case, even in the case of list, IDs are different, no? Because this is a new A. But if you do append, what I mean is if you do append, right, append 3 or 4, right, then the ID remains the same. See, both IDs are same. We are appending it. No, now the list got changed. So if I print A, yeah, print already happening, right? So I had 1, 2, 3. I appended it, but it's the same list. List is not changing. A is the same A which was there. But if I am doing like this, right? So it's a new thing now. This is a completely new thing that is being created and then getting assigned all together, like overriding the previous. The previous one goes away, new thing comes up. Okay, the previous value is not there. It's not like adding.
Concatenation takes place or not?
It takes place with a new tuple. So 1, 2, 3.
Now that's clear.
Clear, right? 1, 2, 3. Now A plus this thing. So a new thing is being created. No, see, both are different. Both A's are different. This A older A was because we are doing this plus. No, it is getting assigned a fresh new thing. It's the same thing as if I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. That's why I said it's like clean assignment, not even adding. There's no adding here. It's just, it just assigns a new thing, which happens to have the new thing added.
Please assign different variables. Then it's much more clear. Like
No, I mean, we will have to highlight it with the same variable only. If you have a different variable, then anyway it is different, right? So you understand what is happening there. I mean, with respect to same variable only, I'm saying if you replace it, then replacement is allowed. Adding is not allowed. That's what I'm saying. You're replacing it.
There are two A variables which are not same.
Yeah.
Their ID is not same.
Not same. Yeah. I mean, I'm talking about the right hand side. This right hand side tuple is something. This one is something else, right? Okay. So okay, I think what you said is correct. So I'll do the other one. So 1, 2, 3. I have this, right? And now I have a equal to t plus, and,
Yes.
and I can have this 4, 5, 6, yeah. And now a equal to t plus u, right? So this a is a new a, right? That's what I'm saying. So that's what happens with respect to a itself also, right? It is as if you are taking from something else, not from itself, right? So I had a t, I had a u, I did t plus u, so it got concatenated in a new thing. It's a new tuple, no? It's not. This
Basically,
tuple is no.
you are concatenate two different tuples.
2 different tuples get added. So same thing happens with a itself. Even if a is there, so that's what I'm saying. Even if t is a, and I'm doing a plus u, it is as if it is a t. It's a different thing. You see, it's a new thing that is getting created. It's not the same a. Like this a on the left hand side and the right hand side a is different. This a is taking it from here, replacing it, substituting it. So I take it this way, I cut it, paste it here, like that. There's no question about this a now. I'm not replacing that. I'm not adding to it. I'm just replacing the whole thing as a new.
Basically, you are do the concatenation up to different.
Yeah, I
tuples.
mean the outcome is concatenation, but the way it is being done is slightly different with respect to list and tuple. Anyway, so I think hopefully this much is okay with
Yeah,
respect to this question for now. We'll move forward quickly. The questions also there. Just want to finish it up. Okay, if x print x, else if y print if y if z, so print z and y and else print none. And what do I do? Assuming, what are we assuming for this? Any possible values for assuming any possible values for x, y. Okay, so it is saying what could happen, right? All the possible cases.
Possible outputs.
So fine. We'll just try to see this. It's easy to understand only. So if x, so what are the branches? Think about the branches. First branch, then the next branch, you have another this thing. Is that different? No, this one. I'm not sure this is whether it's outside or I think outside only. If else, if and this else is this for that if this is print.
So just a question, like how do you decide about the
thing in the actual exam? It would have been intended. Here it is not. It will be causes issues. Yeah. You're not going to guess about it. I'm just making it because I can infer certain things from there. But anyway, you're not going to guess that. Should be there. Okay. Anyway, so what I'm saying, basically asking for whatever the possible values could be, right? So it depends on what are the cases. See where all I could go. One case x is true, so I could go here. X is false, I could come here. Right. So x could be printed or x could not be printed. That is one case. Now, if x could be printed, see if x is printed, then nothing else could print. Why?
else?
Else what?
Yes. So if x is correct, if x is printed, if x is not printed, what could happen? If x is printed and y is true and z is true, because if y is true and z is not true, then you're not going to print z, but you're going to print y. See, because if y is going to be printed, and if z is also true, then z is going to be printed. But if z is not true, then that is not going to be printed. And if y is if y is false, then none. So I'll show you this way. If if x is true.
So if y is false, then you don't go into the second if loop as well. So you just come out and go to the else statement.
Yeah, exactly. That's correct. So if x is true, then only x. Basically, okay. Assume x, right, like this. Okay, so x. That is one case, and that is it. That's the only case with x is equal to true. Don't know other possibilities because everything else is in it. Else. That is the thing. And if x is false, now I have multiple possibilities within it. So within it, if y is true, one case. Now if y is true, then I could have x. X is already false. X is not being printed, so I'll have y alone. And so if y is true, and because I'm going inside, no, or you go inside like this. So if y is true, and if so inside of that 1.1, or you don't give numbers, be confusing like that. If y is true, then you take if z is true. I mean, I'm writing the same thing as in the code essentially, but anyway, I'm just trying to highlight that. So if y is true, then that is printed. Print y. That's it. Now if z is true, also print z. So what happens as a result? If y is true, then two possibilities, right? If y is true, then alone y could be printed, or printed, right? So there are two possibilities here. If x is true, if x is false, then this is a possibility. Now if y is true, then I could either have y alone or y and zy, that is the order matters. Okay, z gets printed first. So y alone or this, that is with x y equal to true. Now if y is false, so if x is true, x is false. Now if y is true, then this one, and yeah, so two possibilities. So this z will, if z is true, this is always printed only, otherwise z is not there. So I'll have, yeah, this case is okay. So y is true, if this one is, if z is false, that is only y is there. Now if z is also there, so these are the two cases. there are two cases in if y is true case. Okay, now this is the thing, and now if y is false, the third thing is if y is false, x is false and y is false. So if y is false, then I'm going to have what? None. That's the only thing, right? Because if y is true, then I'm not going to check for x, because I'm not going to go inside. So just none. Is that okay? In this case, x is true, just x. If x is false, these are the possibilities. If y is true and z is false, just y. If z is also true, then z and y both. If y is false, then none. 3, 4 possible outputs.
I think third y will get printed in the y is equal to true. The third line.
The third line, this one.
Yes.
Why?
Because if z is true, then print z. And z is false, there is nothing else to print. So there's
No, why? We can come here. No, there's no else here. We just fall through here. Next part. Then that's a different story. This is like this, but I'm not saying that. Regardless, you print.
okay, regardless of z is true or false.
Yeah, this is like a fixed thing, right?
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's like this. So if x else this, so if below I put something, it is always going to run. Right? Print something ABC. Now ABC is always going to happen regardless of x. You see, because it is below that. Same thing happens here, right? This ABC is similar to how this ABC is going to be there regardless of x, because just below that. Because but if I say else, then that is different. Anyway, so that hopefully you understand. So 4 possible outputs. So I could have x is possible, zy is possible. Yeah, xy is not possible. See, because if x is printed, nothing else will be printed. If x is printed, nothing else will be printed. Only none is possible when x is false. So when x is false, I come here, and y is false. So if x is false and y both are false, then I have this print none. So print none also possible. And alone x, no, xz is not possible, because as I said, if x is printed, nothing else can be printed then, right? Because everything else is in else, that is right. So that's why. And only y can be printed. Yes, only y can be printed if y is true. So x is false, y is true, and z is false. In that case, only y. This one, x is false and y is true, z is false. This case, they can be printed, right? They have to think through it, write it down, and understand what can be.
How you know what is the input is going on this code?
No, they're saying for any possible values. Any possible. So they're not giving the input. Input is not required. They're saying they're just asking in general, all cases. No,
So
all possible.
any possible outcomes means any possible outcomes comes individually.
Yeah, individual. So see, in a Boolean, I just write down some background here. See, in a Boolean, how many possible values are there? 2 values, right? That is true or false. Now from a stat, you might know this. For those of you who've done stats. So if I have 3 things, x and y and z, right? Each of them having two possibilities each. How many is the total number of combinations you can have? What is the total number of possibilities? Can anyone tell me? 2 into 2, right? That is 2 power 3. 2 to the 3. That's right, it is, right? So total what? How many? 8. 8 possibilities, right? There are 8 possibilities. So we can check individually each of them, no? X false. Let's make a truth table. We call it a truth table. Okay?
So firstly we check for x, then we check for y and z. After the checking x
Yeah,
and
we'll
y
check
and z,
like this.
then what
Like
we are
this.
check?
Like this. So you have this. Now assume 0 means false or false. F. Now what happens? If everything is false, what is going to happen? So x is false, y is false, x is false, I go to else. Y is also false, z is also false. What is going to be printed? Y alone. So I'm just saying it's y.
None.
Only y. Oh yeah, sorry, none. Thanks for that. Not only y. Only y is when y is true, right? Now I have false, true. If these are the only 8 cases, only 8 possible cases. So if only z is true, what is going to happen? X is false, z is true. Y is false. So if y is false, again none. Because if y is false, I'm just going here. So not even checking for z. Right? Now I have false, true, false. And so y is true here. Y is going to get printed. Now z is false, so y only. No z. Z is false, no? So no z. Now if I have what I have is false, true. 8 cases actually. False, true is one more case. So in this case we have what?
ZY.
So first is zy. This line, okay, but I'm just like separating by space. But this both will be printed in a new line. One line, second line, first line, second line. Okay. Now what you have is true, false. And in the true, false case, what will happen? So only x is true, so x alone. So x is true, x alone. Okay, and the rest of it. So how many cases? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now in all these cases, this is true only.
Only
Right,
X.
these are only x in each case, but I'll just complete it just to show you how it looks like. So x. Now you have what? True, false, true. It is from stats, combinatorics. Okay, so you get it. So I just enumerated all possibilities anyway. So you see what all the possibilities. None can be printed. None alone. Y can be printed. ZY can be printed. X alone can be printed. Is XY possible? XZ possible? No, it is not possible. It is not there. Nowhere in my out. Not possible. Right? XY there? No, in the output? No. Nowhere in the output is XY is there. Only ZY is there. ZY is possible. So ZY is true. ZY is correct. Is that okay? Understandable? 2 power 3, 8 cases. All the cases are there.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, very nice. So we are going to move forward quickly. We are close to the close, like finish the session notes anyway. We'll move forward and see if we can quickly close. I mean, finish all the remaining questions also. Okay, so in this one, it says for I in range 1 to 6, J in range 1 to 6, K in range 1 to 2. Now I'm not sure if hopefully they are doing it within it, meaning again indentation problem, but hopefully they're doing it within it. So I'll see that. So anyway, this is asking. So think about it this way. I will not see the output. We'll discuss about the code first. Okay. So yeah. So if I think this is the one. Not sure. Plus, what is happening there? Let's see. I'm not sure about the indentation also. 1 to 6, J is 1 to 6. For J or for I? Anyway, if I equal to J, then assuming it is inside, then that's what it prints. And it's no, this for this one is difficult to understand without indentation. There's multiple possibilities. I don't know which one is going where. Above one. But it's asking for the number of lines. Okay, it is asking for the number of lines. So number of lines.
Sir,
You can still say no. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So still printing 10. Fine. So it is asking about the number of how many numbers are there in the range. So plus is not required, I think. But if because this
And
plus
I
is
think the plus will come means below the print statement, means under the else statement.
under the else below the print here. No, it changes the thing. Because now if you put it outside for some reason.
So
Okay.
I guess print is for outer loop, sir.
That's one. Then only you're getting this.
Yes, this is one.
This is the one? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, this is the one only because at least you're getting the number of lines correct here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is it 9? No, 10 only, no? See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 only. So anyway, I mean, in this case, it's correct. So it shows this. But anyway, how do we guess it? So let's see. So 5 and 5. Just go ahead, please. Yeah.
so in this type of question will be came in exam. How do we are identify the what is the indentation?
No, indentation will be given. This is wrong. I mean, this formatting is, I think in the answer key, it's showing up like this. In the actual exam, this will not be the case. Yeah. Indentation will be given, of course. This is a mistake.
Sir,
Because
can you explain this in one shot, sir?
Please.
Because we don't have a luxury to like run the code, right?
Of course.
The exam, we have to see the code and we have to answer it.
Right, of course. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So assume that, I mean, you have to assume something about the indentation. But anyway, so what I'm saying is this one, what is the range here? How many numbers are there? 5, right? And here, how many numbers are there? 1.
But here,
Right. Right. So what will happen is, so 5, and with each of them, again, when are we printing is a matter of, we have to check that. So I equal to J will happen in what cases? See, only there are 2 possible cases, right? If I equal to J and I not equal to J. These are the 2 cases, right?
Sir, I equal to J for only, so for 1 equals 1 and 2 equals 2, so we'll have 5 cases only where I equals J, right?
Yes, so 5 cases from here. And not equal to J, how many cases will be there?
20.
I guess that doesn't matter.
Else it doesn't go to the next line. Just have to see where print +1 goes to the next line.
Right. Because end, got it. So I think that's why they're doing plus, I think, because to add that new line thing. This one anyway doesn't matter, right? So that way you get 10. Right. So 5 and 5.
For the dash and 5 for the plus.
Makes sense. So 5 here and 5 here. And this, by the way, is 1. This K. So it is once only. Okay. And do a quick check also regarding that. So assume for K in range, if I say 1, 2, I think it will execute only once. So if I say print, just a second, k. How many times k will be printed? Once only, I think. Yeah, that's what. So the inner loop is not even in the picture.
Maybe ये
Not
सोचा
even-
था कि maybe ये सोचा था कि कहते हैं ये के वाला दे रखा है, एक्स्ट्रा दे रखा है, मतलब इसे सिर्फ कंफ्यूजन करने के लिए कि इसमें कुछ है नहीं, हटा दे दो
Yeah,
तब भी
because
स्कोर सही मिलेगा.
correct. This is executing only once. So I equal to j case, they're therefore 10. Okay, that's how you basically from the range you have to extract it. This is 1 iteration. This is 5. This is 5. So because for one case you are ending with nothing, so no count for the line. For one case is for minus, the other case for plus, as someone correctly pointed out. Okay, so how many times minus is going to be there? 5 times. And how many times plus is going to be there? 5 times. So 10 times in total. Is that okay? Makes sense? This is without running it.
So could you once again?
Right. See, how many times this loop is going to run? 5 times, right?
Yes,
Out on. How many times this is going to run? 5 times.
5 times.
Yeah. So out of the because the whole thing is going to run 25 times actually, because this one is going to run 5 times, and for each of those, each one of those 5 times, so 5 into 5, 25. But for how many of the 25 cases I will will be equal to j?
5 times.
Yes, for 5 times. And for how many cases this for how many times this print plus is going to get printed? This is also important. So this one is here in j. See, so this no, sorry, this is within I. This is within I, right? Because this is one part in I. This is the next part in I. So how many times plus is going to get printed? 5 times. No? This is done. So assume I put it below. I have this, and then I put it below. What happens now? How many times this plus is going to get printed? 5 times, isn't it? Is it clear? Right. Same thing happens. So this is above. This print is below. See, that's the only difference. Instead of print being above and then the code. So you understand what is happening, right? 5 times plus.
Why these asterisks?
Because end.
5 times, 4 times it is given.
Yeah, because end in this case is a space, so they are not getting added into a new line. If I remove this end, then they'll see. So now you multiply it and get all the possible lines. Actually, I think 25 of them like that. But here, since end is given like a space, so the stars are not adding a new line. Okay. So idea is this is just again to just to create that line. But only thing that matters is this I equal to j, so it is minus. So other cases when I not equal to j, or basically outside of this j loop, right? So you have I 5 times. So 5 times minus 5 times plus. That's what you have to understand. And therefore 10 times 10. Is that okay? I mean, like the loop is like slightly convoluted, but I mean it's basically simple only. Whatever is happening inside. Only thing is, yeah, unless you know which one is where, sometimes the is plus is outside, what we assumed. Because if I put it inside, then it is going to create problem. But indentation will be there. Accordingly, you can check. Okay, so all right, so we see the next one now. Again, same thing. This one is easier, so hopefully you'll understand it. Yeah, this one is easy. See, I 4 times, and within that j 4 times, so 16 times total. Right now, that's total. If j equal to 3, then break. Okay, meaning for each of these 4 times, if it becomes 3, then I break. Okay, for again the intention is causing a problem. This is for the inside one. Now, if I equal to 2, I'm not sure whether it is outside of the j. I mean, whether it is inside this one inner loop or within the outer loop. Not sure on this. Right, again, we have to make a guess here. I'll alert this about this to the team. Of this issue should be there. The other answer key that comes up because it causes issues. But again, the best explanation for this one is something like this. So if you have, because here we're going to set inside, check inside, and asking outside hopefully, like this. Of course, one in one of those loops only. So this is for the I. This is for j. Now if I put it inside, then it's a different story. You have to put it outside. Let's see. Now I'm printing ij. So here it says. Okay. So here it says. So it means I need to put it inside only. Now it should be 6. No, but the print is outside, I think. Yeah, here.
Yes, sir. The print is outside.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is correct only, right? So what is happening again? If 5, so 4 times, 4 into 4, 16 times, this is running. Now if j becomes 3, we break. It's again, you have to just do it, like do a rough check on the, essentially by doing, just jot it down on your paper and see it, try to go through it. Okay, so because there are four values here, 4 values here. But what you're saying is j, if in the inner loop, if j becomes 3, then I break which one? Break the inner one. I break the inner one, so I go outside. So I continue. So here you see, this is I is 1, j is 1. I is 1, j is 2, j is 3. So because j became 3, I did not print it and immediately went on to next I. You see? So here, and if I so what happened is the next time I checked for I equal to 2 case. I became 2 the next time. When I started the loop again, this condition was not met, so I did not break. but I check for I equal to 2 case. That was true in the next case. So I skipped when I was equal to 2. I skipped that case. See, so I straight away went on to 3 instead of I being 2. I is never 2 here. So I go to 3 here, and then again 3, 1, 1 for J, 3, 2, 2 for J. And then again when J became 3, I break from the inside inner loop, right? And then and so on. So I then continue with I equal to 4, J equal to 1, 2. So essentially, if you run through it and write it down, sometimes it might not be possible to just guess it from the range. Okay, slightly involved condition here and control flow. So better to just jot it down and run through it. Do a quick run through like what will happen, and accordingly check it.
So if this break, does it break the if condition or for loop for J condition?
For loop for J.
Okay.
Break continue or for loops. Nothing to do.
For loop. Yeah. And this continue, even this continue is for
It will not do anything after the continue. It will go back up.
I mean, basically, you don't print it. You are still continuing on the J, right, but you're just avoiding to print. Like what will happen if I remove this continue?
It just
I'll print.
continue.
I'll continue the I equal
It is
to.
a dead zone, right?
Yes. I equal to 2 case also. It prints. See, earlier it was not coming. That's the only thing. You are still doing the thing, but you are not printing. You're preventing that because come here. You straight away jump to this next. Essentially, the next iteration for this J, and again you continue and so on. I mean, this part, even if you put outside, is the same output actually. With I, with respect to I, this I'm putting it outside because for me it's the same thing. Yeah, print. I'll put it outside like this. No, this has to be inside J. They're putting it on. What I'm saying is this. So if I have print here and I check this case first and then do continue, I mean break is fine, but I could also check this here. Right. Now I'm going to get the same output as before. See this thing, and whether I'm checking it inside J, that the for loop for J or before, it doesn't matter, right? Because within a particular I, when J is moving, I is fixed. See, only J is changing, I is fixed. So even if I'm checking inside for the 3 times, it is going to run J, no? 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2 at least 2 times. This one's going to run 2 times. For both of those times, I equal to 2 is happening, right? So I'm just continuing, but I could as well check here outside before starting the loop for J, because I'm checking only for I, so there's no dependency on J. I mean, J is not involved here. I'm only checking I, so I could check outside also before starting with J. But here I'm doing it here, so it comes inside 2 times, but both times it continues. Okay, so now if you print the value of J here, no, you will get 1 and 2. See, yeah, here 1 and 2. That's for J. For the next time, I equal to 2, when I was 2, and then I'm printing the value for J here. I could add.
It iterates through J, but just it doesn't print it.
It doesn't do anything. Yeah, so basically for I, you're missing out on that. But 1, 2 happens for J. Okay, so I'm basically continuing. Is that okay? Make sense? Okay, so yeah, I mean, this one, what you do is you just like mechanically, don't make mistakes, you just run through it like as if a computer would do. I mean, you don't have to think about it in the sense that you don't have to do any guesswork or something like that. If you understand how it evaluates, how it runs, the flow of the program, so just run it like manually, do a hand run of the thing. Okay, and then see, like on paper, just write it down. Okay, first iteration I equal to 1, and then what happens, like just run through it. And then how many lines you get in the output, just one by one. Just run it and get it. Okay, fine. Now we are moving forward. I think we're close to the end also. So 6. Now these are sets, right? Yeah, these are sets because you have the, I mean, it's braces are for same for dictionary and set, but if you put it like a list here, comma separated, becomes a set. Okay, now here it is saying, can anyone tell me minus R intersection S is what it is, right? So can someone do it and figure out the result and how many elements will be there? So first of all, this one, P union Q. What is going to happen with P? 1, 2, 3, 4.
5, 6.
4 will be output.
Minus R. So 4, 5, 6 goes away.
So 1, 2, 3, 7.
But what about this 7? Remains or 7 goes?
So 7
No,
remains.
only what is. No, 7 will not be there.
7 will not remain, right? Only what is there will go because you're removing from this. What is there in R? What is common in R? So in R, whatever you have, whatever is above, these two above, you're removing whatever is common in R. I mean, the 7 is not there anyway, you cannot subtract it, right? So 4, 5, 6 is the only thing which is common after doing P union Q. Again, these are all, pen and paper questions. So you write it down on the paper and see it, okay? So essentially, you do it. So 7 remains in R. 7 is not there basically because it was not added. 4, 5, 6 goes. And so we have what after this? After this, we have 4, 5, 6.
So
So
only
we
one answer.
just instantly goes away. So what remains?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. I'm doing